It's championship week in Ohio for some summer baseball. Today we have the Diamond League, tomorrow the OPL, and then on Sunday the WRCL. It's time for exciting baseball, the nitty-gritty. Everything that has been played thus far is leading up to this, and we begin in the 15U division of the Diamond League with the 1-seed Snappers taking on the 2-seed Release Baseball. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. Both these teams have had impressive summers to date. Release coming in with a 22-8-1 record, while the Snappers post a 28-12 record. 10 of those wins being on the bounce. 2 tournament wins in that span. The first pitch of the game misses upstairs. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on Alex Soloff, the center fielder. On the mound for the Snappers is Julian Tavares. Tavares is a rising sophomore at North Royalton. And in the last tournament that they played in, he had 2 hits in the championship game win, and then in the semifinals to get there, a 3-run bomb that was the difference in the 6-3 win over T3. North Royalton's going to have some openings in the pitching department, especially with Mac-bound Brady Sass going off to college. The Bears look to be good again next year, and Tavares has a prime opportunity to engrave himself into that rotation early on in his career. The pitch. There's a get-right pitch from Tavares as he hits his spot in the outside corner. And behind the dish, one of the best up-and-coming prospects in all of NEO baseball, Bryden Spellacy, one of the best. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Breaking ball, pop foul, just hitting the top netting. But Bryden Spellacy, he is known at Padua as the man who propelled them to the regional finals. He was at third base running and had an opportunity to steal home, and he took it. Ended up being the winning run in the win over Clear Fork. Padua then ended up making it to the Final Four, their first appearance there since 2005, where they ended up losing to Hamilton Baden. The pitch from Tavares. Ground ball hit to the right side, scooped up at first. A nice clean play by Jack Barna for out number 1. It's not a difficult play for Barna to make, but he needs to make it, and the tempo has been set by the defense. And in the meantime, we will set the defense. On the mound for the Snappers, Tavares behind the dish is Spellacy. Barna at first, Briggs at second, Mang over at short, Tillman at third, and from left to right in the outfield, Grillis, Moore, and Zapansky. Now in the box for Release is Leo D'Angelo, the catcher. The pitch, fouled away to the backstop. D'Angelo, a rising sophomore at St. Ed's, doubled with 3 RBIs and a stolen bag in the 13-0 win over East Coast back on July 11th, one of the last games Release has played in. He'll look to back up that form here. On the 0-2, he pops it up once again, so 2 foul balls and a check swing, but it's a 0-2 count. The Snappers right now just trying to set the tempo of the game and have Release play to their standards. Instead, it's 3 foul balls in a row now from D'Angelo, who's doing an excellent job just fighting. It's a championship game. Every out matters. There's a reason why some high school coaches play 21 outs. You need to get 21 outs in a row, allowing few runs to win a game. The 0-2 once again skips into the dirt, make it now a 1-2 count. Even if D'Angelo is unable to make it on base, wearing out a pitcher is huge. The 1-2, curveball breaks inside and makes it now a 2-2 count. After a shaky start in the at-bat, D'Angelo has done an excellent job to continuously battle. Here's the 2-2. Can't win the war, however, as a nasty curveball from Tavares drops on in for out number 2. Nothing D'Angelo could have done differently about that. Tavares, the off-speed, finally hit its location, and now 2 up, 2 down. Matthew McKee, the shortstop, comes in for his first cuts. McKee will be a rising junior at St. Ignatius, and the last time these two teams played, which ended up being a 7-1 win for Release, he had a hit, scored twice, walked, and more impressively out of any of those stats, had 6 stolen bags. The pitch from Tavares. Breaks outside a little bit, too much break. For the Snappers, at the bottom of the inning, Spellacy, Mang, and Briggs will be due up to hit. Tavares will come set once again. Now the pitch. Breaking ball dips into the perfect spot. Make it now a 1-2 count. Tavares has been hit or miss on the curveball. There's been pitches like that, and the one that rung up D'Angelo If he can continuously throw the breaking ball like that, he'll be lights out. It's a good miss there from him. Still skips the dirt, but nonetheless, it's a challenging pitch there for McKee. Trey Powers, the right fielder, awaits in the on-deck circle for release. Still looking for their first base runner. The 2-2. Misses well outside. That'll get past Spalacy, so making now a full count 3-2. Tavares has had to battle deep into at-bats thus far. Only faced 2 batters, but has himself at around, I would guess, 12 to 15 pitches already. The battle continues. It's a full count 3-2. The payoff pitch goes inside, but the corner is found for strike 3. Tavares strikes out 2 in a row to retire the side in order. Middle of 1 in Lakewood. Still a 0-0 ball game. The Snappers will be up to bat when we return. Bottom of the first inning here at Lakewood High School. Still a 0-0 ball game. Release win in order in the top of the first. And now the Snappers have their opportunity to break first blood in this ball game. Spalacy, Meng, and Briggs do up here with Brighton Spalacy stepping up for his first cuts. Like I said earlier with the Clear Fork game, if he can make an impact on par with that today, the Snappers will be in really good shape to win this game. The pitch. Misses outside, so it's a quick 2-0 count to begin the at-bat on the catcher. And on the mound today for release is Dashiell Hemlick, the rising sophomore at Hoban. PBR has come out and scouted him at a couple of games so far this year, sliding his fastball between 78 and 81, the slider at 73 to 74, and the changeup at 74 to 75. The 2-1 skied in the infield, well up in the sun. But a nice job nonetheless by Papuchak to get underneath it to retire Spalacy for out number 1. The sun might be an issue for some players today. If you have sunglasses, wear them. In the case of Papuchak over at third base, he doesn't need the sunglasses. But now up steps Logan Mang, the shortstop. Smacks it over the second baseman's head. It's in the gap for a 1-out single. Nice bit of work from Mang to find some open space in the Lakewood outfield. Mang as well had a solid high school season, including a walk-off hit against Black River in the district semifinals, and also in tournament play this past weekend had 2 RBIs. And now up steps the 3-hitter Jackson Briggs, the second baseman. The pitch. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. This could be trouble. The flip to 2 is in time for 1. The throw to 1 is not in time. It skips past the first baseman, but Briggs will stay put. It's a fielder's choice, which now gives Snappers 2 outs, but nonetheless lucky to not be out of the inning. It's unfortunate where that ball was put. It was in a prime spot for McKee to make a play. He made the simple play at 2. The play at 1 was never a given, but in the end, the hustle from Briggs enough to force a wayward throw, and the Snappers will still have a chance to do something now as Tavares, the pitcher, looks to give himself some help on the offensive end. The pitch. And he might give himself some help as he lines it into left field for a 2-out single. It might not move the needle too much with 2 outs, but nonetheless, it's still an impact hit. 2 hits now on the afternoon for the Snappers through 4 batters. Now up steps Landon Jack, the additional hitter. And Jack, known for his power, had a home run in the 6-3 semifinal win over T3 this past weekend. He, along with one other Snapper, went yard in that game. I believe the other one, as I'm looking at my notes here, I know I mentioned, it's Tavares. The pitch. Goes low in the zone, but still in it. That will even it up at 1-1. But Jack has a prime opportunity to open the scoring for his Snappers. The pitch. Popped up into right field, but caught. Powers does a nice job. Doesn't have to do much, but stays underneath it and looks into the sun, grabbing the ball, retiring the side. The Snappers get 2 base hits, put a runner in scoring position, but not enough to score. End of 1 in Lakewood. Still have a 0-0 ball game on our hands. Top of the second inning here at Lakewood High School. Still a 0-0 ball game. Release win in order in the top of the first. They look to make amends here with Powers, Crooks, and Harrison due up to hit. The first pitch of the inning breaks in and dips into the zone. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on the right fielder, Trey Powers. Powers will be a rising sophomore at St. Ignatius, one of many looking to fill many spots vacated by some of Ignatius's best, including Neil Bartone and Sawyer Salataria, who played for the Force team in the WRCL this past summer. And speaking of Salataria, it was on this turf that he broke the Ignatius all-time hit record. The elevation not there. Can't get him to chase, so make it now a 1-2 count on Powers. But so far, the Snappers have looked stellar on defense, and at the sticks, they've also done a nice job. And that pitch, Tavares misses upstairs, so they'll even it up now at 2-2. A couple at-bats have started in favor of the pitcher, but flipped quickly. This one seemingly following suit. The breaking ball misses off the plate, so what was once 0-2 has turned to full. And these are the at-bats that could potentially kill a pitcher down the stretch when he's at 80-90 pitches. The payoff. Lined into left field, and it's a leadoff single for Trey Powers. An oppo taco for the lefty. Nice bit of hitting from him. Found the gap between third and short and gave the baseball a nice little ride. And now we're going to have time here as the laundry needs to come out. Once we're able to sort out the arm guards and all the other fun things, it will be Will Crooks, the second baseman, stepping into the box for release. The rising sophomore at Lawrence Upper had one hit, an RBI, a run, and stolen bag in the last game that these two teams played, which was a 7-1 win for release. The pitch from Tavares. Breaking ball misses off the plate, so that'll make it now a 1-0 count. Crooks packs plenty of power into his swing. Now would be a good time for him to use it with a runner on first and none away. Runner breaks the pitch. It's low. Spalacy chucks down the tag. is there. Spalacy, the hose from behind the dish, retires the runner for out number 1. If you're a Padua Bruin fan, seeing that throw, you can definitely tell your future behind the dish is in good hands. And that's coming from a Holy Name guy. So now with 1 away, the approach of release definitely changes a little bit. Now a 1-1 count on Crooks, but it looked like momentum was going to start creeping its way back towards release, but Spalacy had other plans. The 1-1 goes low and skips in, making it now a 2-1 count. So what does Tavares come back with? The delivery. Hit to the left side. The bounce is there. Over at third. The chuck is in time from Tillman. It's 2 up, technically 2 down, but nonetheless, 1 had to come on the base path. But the Snappers so far on paper, 5 for 5 on retiring batters. And now up steps Braden Harrison, the designated hitter. Harrison, a rising sophomore at North Ridgeville, also is getting ready for football season. Depending on how things go in North Ridgeville, he could be in line to get some game time down the stretch. Their quarterback for this year, Cole Miller, came off an injury last year. He was ruled out for the second half of the season, but in talking to people earlier in the summer, I believe middle of June, he said he should be good to go. In the case that he is not, potentially Harrison could be the guy in line to get some time, and even looking at the schedule, depending on who Ridgeville plays, he might also get some run-in late in games. But as of right now, going to focus on the baseball side of things, and that's going well for him in this at-bat. As he lines onto the left side on the ground, but scooped up by Mang. The throw across is in time. The 3-0 count comes to not be anything for release as they technically go in order. Middle of 2 in Lakewood. The Snappers and release knotted up at 0. Bottom of the second inning here at Lakewood. Still a 0-0 ball game as the first pitch of the inning is chopped away foul. Last inning, release got their first base hit courtesy of Trey Powers, but Braden Spalacy, the catcher for the Snappers, had other plans and threw him out as he attempted to steal second base. Speaking of Padua catchers making plays, Yuri Bolina and his NMC team takes on the Ohio Pitbulls, 8:31 pitch here at Lakewood in the second game of our Diamond League Championship doubleheader. That game should be good. This one definitely the closer on paper of the two matchups, but you never know. Baseball is a game with plenty of parity. The Pitbulls can come on into Lakewood and make some noise, or NMC could do the same exact thing and win it easily. They have a lot of good players in the NMC team, so if you want to see a bunch of college commits, watch that game. And speaking of college commits, watch the WRCL playoffs. Those games taking place on Saturday. It'll be a fun day over at Brunswick. Skied into right field, has plenty of power to it. It's still going on back. It's gone. It looked like a pop-up, but had plenty of extra carry to it and went over the right center field fence. That might be the high school equivalent of clearing the green monster. Jack Barna breaks the deadlock and makes it a 1-0 lead for the Snappers. I think everyone in attendance thought that was going to be a routine pop-up, but the ball just kept going back. And then when it went to where it did, everyone thought, okay, it's hitting off the top of the fence. And then it didn't. It bounced somehow over. Anywhere else on this field, that would have been gone for miles, but somehow in some way, the right field fence, which is designed to have no home runs, has allowed the first run of the game. It's advantage Snappers now as Biondi steps up for his first cuts. But what a hit there from Barna. And Barna, the first baseman, I believe, plays his high school ball for St. Ignatius. So on the field that one of his former teammates broke the all-time hit record, he gives his team a lead in a championship game. Kind of a full circle moment. Biondi, a rising sophomore at St. Ed's, so he plays on this field a couple of times, definitely prefers the green and white. That one's hit into right field, and it's a single for Biondi. So the rally will continue for the Snappers. The home run and a base hit to begin the home half of the second inning. And now up steps Ben Zapinski. With one on and none away, has a good opportunity to move along the runner. Looks at the first pitch in the zone to 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. Zabinski, a rising sophomore at Midview. The Middies also look to rebuild and have a good 2025 campaign upcoming. Should have some good talents coming up through the system over in Grafton. I believe they will be playing my alma mater Holy Name at some point in this season, as they did last year. The pitch in the zone once again, so now a 1-2 count. This is the time where you need to give a swing. It's 1-0, you have a runner on. The worst thing you can do is look at strike 3 in the zone. The 1-2, chop to the left side, foul. If I'm the Snappers coach, I'm fine with that swing. You see another pitch, you might get something you like a little bit more. If it's going to be called a strike, all you have to do is make some contact as long as it's not into the catcher's glove. The 1-2, ground ball hit to the left side. This could be trouble. A throw to 2 for 1 is in time. The throw to 1 is not going to happen. The clutch, probably the right decision, but nonetheless, that's the first out as they get the lead runner. That was a smart play from release, not trying to create anything too hectic. Zabinski has plenty of speed, so a throw over to first could have been hectic if it went wide. I'd rather you get the 1 out and keep the runner at first than try and be too cute with it. And that's why. Ground ball right up the middle, the flip to 2 for 1. The flip to 1 is in time. There's your double play. Patience pays off for release as they get the double play in the end, but not before Jack Barna can leave an imprint on this championship game. End of 2 in Lakewood. The Snappers lead it 1-0. Top of the third inning here in the 15U Diamond League Championship game. Been an exciting game thus far. A 1-0 lead for the Snappers, courtesy of a solo shot from Jack Barna over the right field tall fence. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. For release, it's Stewart, Papushek, and Collins. The three do up this inning, and a nice curveball there from Tavares clips the inside corner. That might be the story of the game for the Snappers. Tavares' breaking ball, it's been either in a perfect spot, just like that one was, as it has a nasty dip, or it misses outside, drops in a little bit too early. It's either in a perfect spot, or it's going to miss well out. The 1-2. There's an example of it missing just a little bit. Still a good challenging pitch, but that will even it up. 2-2 on Brandon Stewart. Stewart, a rising sophomore at Hoban. Breaking ball is skied. This one's definitely going to stay inside the park. It's over to the left side of the infield as Mang gets underneath it and snags it for out number 1. Just got a little bit too much underneath it. Couldn't really drive it anywhere. And now here comes Dylan Papushek, the third baseman, for release. He's a rising sophomore at Mid-Park. And last time these two teams faced off, he threw 6 innings, no earned run, and had 5 Ks. And as well, he is a rising quarterback for the Titans. Could potentially get some run in this year, considering he threw for over 2,300 yards in freshman and JV ball last year. And he will reach on an infield hit as it bobbled off the glove of the shortstop. You can call it a hit, you can call it an error. Maybe leaning towards the error of it, just depends how you want to score. But nonetheless, Papushek is on with one away. So after that, up steps Jack Collins, the left fielder. Release doesn't want to have to save the comeback for late. If they can make something happen now and tie it up and potentially be in the driver's seat, that would be ideal for them. Force Tavares to have to go away from the breaking ball. Force him to give you a hittable pitch and give it a ride. The 1-0 goes inside and it's sent up the gut and a catch over at 2. A nice job by Briggs to adjust and catch it for out number 2. Had an awkward line on it, but nonetheless a solid defensive play from Jackson Briggs, the rising sophomore at Brunswick. Had to kind of slide for it, but nonetheless, the play was made, and the defense of the Snappers 1 out closer to getting out of the inning. The ball hit out of play by Soloff as we're back to the top of the lineup. It's a 1-0 count to begin the at-bat on the center fielder who grounded out to the first baseman, Barna, his first time up. The pitch from Tavares. Ground ball hit to the left side and just sneaks out of the infield. Mang couldn't get to it quickly enough. It's a 2-out single for the leadoff hitter. And now a runner in scoring position and at first for release brings up the catcher, Leo D'Angelo. Struck out swinging his first time up. He looks to make amends this time around. D'Angelo doubled, had 3 RBIs and a stolen bag in the 13-0 win over the East Coast Lumberjacks. Mentioned that his last time up. If he can channel those RBIs right now, that would be huge for release. The pitch. Shot weakly to the left side of the infield. Tavares snags it. It's a pitcher fielding play to retire the side. The Snappers defense allows 2 runners on, but no damage done. Middle of 3 in Lakewood. The Snappers lead it 1-0. bottom 3 in Lakewood. The Snappers lead it 1-0 courtesy of a solo shot from Jack Barna in the bottom of the second inning. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon for this 15U Diamond League Championship game. Been a great game thus far. Back and forth, both teams looking dangerous on the base path. But the only run of the game comes courtesy of the long ball. Who would have thought in a 15U game that would be the storyline? But here we are. You have two of the best teams in all of NEO making big plays here with a championship trophy on the line. It'll be Tillman, Moore, and Spalacy due up this inning for the home team. The pitch. Tillman skies it into no man's land in right field. And to drop in. There's the Bermuda Triangle taking another victim. It's one of the Bermuda Triangles of baseball. I maintain that if you hit the ball in between a couple of different spots, it's going to drop. That's one of them. First base crashing, second base crashing, right field crashing. The ball 9 times out of 10 will find some spot to land. Don't ask me how. It is the most random thing ever. But in the end, it works. It somehow makes sense. And that one's lined into right field and sneaks past the right fielder down the line. And going for 2 is Moore. Tillman is going to take a turn and look. He'll stay put at 3. It is a double for Blake Moore to start a rally for the Snappers, putting 2 runs now in scoring position. A beautiful liner down that right field line. The first baseman, Stewart, did what he could to try and make a play on it. Powers couldn't get it cleanly and right. That gifts Moore second base. Tillman at third. So what looked to potentially be 1 out, no one on, has turned into no one on and 2 runners in scoring position. And now Spalacy has a prime opportunity to make something happen here with none away. The pitch. Ground ball chopped up the gut and will bobble around in the middle infield. Tillman will score. It's an RBI single for Braden Spalacy to make it a 2-0 lead for the Snappers. A throwout and an RBI. Spalacy has been the difference thus far in this game for the Snappers. He is looking like a true all-star right now on the diamond. Now runners at the corners, none away. The pitch goes in the top of the zone and converts. 0-1 count to begin this at-bat as Hemlick tries to settle on into the inning. Wouldn't be surprised to see Spalacy take off. There he goes. It's an outside pitch, and he is in easily with a stolen bag. So once again, 2 runners in scoring position for Logan Mang. He's done it before, getting RBIs in big spots. He can do it again here. And there it is. It's going to be snagged over at short. He's safe. It's an infield single for Mang, and it's an RBI on top of it. Make it now a 3-0 ball game. It looked like it was going to be a play made over at first, but Mang's hustle proves to be the difference. It's an RBI single for the rising sophomore at Columbia Station to give it now a 3-0 lead. Sky to the right side and out of play. But the Snappers' offense has been on fire. Each of their last 4 hitters have a hit. Single, double, RBI single, RBI single. They have been dangerous this inning, and now Jackson Briggs, the second baseman, steps up for his second cuts. The 0-1. Smacked into left field and will drop in for a base hit. It sneaks past the left fielder Collins. 1 run will score. Rounding and attempting to score is Mang. There is no contest at home. No contest at 3. It's a 2 RBI triple for Jackson Briggs to open the skies and make it now a 5-0 ball game. What a turn of events for the Snappers as they have now 5 hits in 5 batters this inning. The top of the lineup is doing plenty of damage for the Snappers. There's a reason why they've won their last 10 games and are trying to make it now 11. We will have a mound visit here from release. Now a 5-0 ball game. To stay up to date on all the games I'm covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and on Twitter, SmeeFizz2024. To stay up to date on all the action in the Diamond League, follow the Diamond League on Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I go live. My goal is to get up to 250 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. Looking to potentially do stuff this fall Just depends on how the cookie crumbles. We'll step aside here. Mound visit in Lakewood. The skies have opened for the home team as they lead it 5-0. Mound visit is over. We have a 5-0 ball game on our hands. The Snappers have put 4 runs on the board this inning without an out, surrendered. This might be the first out of the inning. Instead, it sneaks out over the foul fence in left, right around third base. There's nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat on Tavares. Last time Tavares was up, he singled and had a 0-0 ball game at his disposal. Now, a 5-0 ball game makes his job on the mound a little bit easier. Now time called in the box by Tavares as he tries to get his footing. Has an opportunity to give himself yet another insurance run this inning. Here comes the delivery from Hemlick. Hits him instead. It's a hard 90 for the pitcher. It's no love lost between the Bear and the Knight. So now with runners at first and third, Landon Jack steps up for his second cuts. Flew out to right field his first time up. If he can replicate that, that might be enough to score a run. Jack homered this past weekend. A home run right now would all but seal the deal for the Snappers. I believe the run rule is 10 runs after 5. If that's what they're playing for, they're on track to get it. The pitch. Chopped off the bat awkwardly and foul, I believe. The play would have been made over at first. The play was called, but I believe they're actually going to say it hit him. It did, okay. So 2 hard 90s in a row. It looked awkward like he was trying to swing, so it was tough to tell. But nonetheless, that will load the bases for Jack Barna. Do we need to show what happened last time he stepped in the box? A home run to right field. If he can replicate that again, that would be huge for the Snappers. First pitch misses outside. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the power hitter Barna. After Barna, Jimmy Biondi awaits in the on-deck circle. Another ball misses outside. It's a 2-0 count on the sophomore at Ignatius. The pitch. Finds the corner. Make it now 2-1. Hamlick's hat fell off. Looks like he's trying to channel his inner Dom Marchetta. So now a 2-1 count. Hemlick wasting no time. Deals. Swing and a miss. Goes low and makes it a 2-2 count. Since the hat has started to fall off on his delivery, he has become a different pitcher. The 2-2. Popped up into center field. This one is definitely a pop-up unlike the last one. It's caught in center field by Soloff, and jogging on home is Briggs, making it now a 6-0 ball game. It's a sac fly for Jack Barna. He now has 2 RBIs to his name, but with 2 away, up steps Biondi. He singled his last time up, has 2 runners on to work with. It's an opportunity for him to still make something happen, or correction, 1 away. So that makes his job a lot easier, but this inning so far, single, double, single, single, triple, hit by pitch, sacrifice fly. Nice pitch there from Hemlick as he gets Biondi to chase. Nothing in 1 count to begin this at-bat. The pitch from Hemlick. Misses well outside, make it now a 1-1 count. If you're released right now, you need to get out of the inning and go to the top of the 4th to give yourself a chance in this game. It's 6-0. You're going to need a couple things to go your way, and things can still go their way. That one drops in center field. Biondi now 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and that will load the bases once again for the Snappers. They are rolling as of right now, and up steps Ben Zapansky, the right fielder. Grounded into his fielder's choice his first time up, but has the bases juiced ahead of him. It's an opportunity for him to do some damage. The pitch from Hemlick. Goes to the outside corner. A nice frame as well behind the dish from D'Angelo. Makes it a 0-1 count. Never underestimate the power of a frame from a catcher. The 0-1. There it is once again. Make it now a 0-2 count on Szczepanski. I believe the same exact game script happened for him. He needs to swing if it's close. It's an 0-2 count. Hamlick shakes off a couple of pitches and will deal. Goes low. A nice block from D'Angelo to keep it close. Having caught on this field myself, yes, it was the old turf. The ball can skip past you really quick at this field, unlike most. The 1-2. Ground ball chopped to the left side. He can step on 3 for 1. Instead, they go home. The play is in time. The smart play has been made by Release's defense for out number 2. So it's 2 fielder's choices now for Szczepanski as he reaches, but that will bring up Colin Grealis. Grounded into a double play his last time up. Technically cannot do so this time around as there's only 2 away. The pitch from Hamlick. Thought about it, but instead holds off. Maybe not the right decision. Maybe it is. But nonetheless, it's a 0-1 count on the rising sophomore at Padua. Grealis had a walk-off RBI single against the NBC Muck Dogs on June 22nd. This time he skies it into center field, and it's caught by Soloff to retire the side. But not before the Snappers plate 5. End of 3 in Lakewood. The home team, the 1 seed, the Snappers, lead it 6-0 over Release. Top of the 4th here in Lakewood. The Snappers open the skies in the bottom of the 3rd, plating 5 to make it a 6-0 ball game. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening in the 15U Diamond League Championship game. The first pitch of the inning is smacked to the left side, foul. That ball had plenty of zip to it from McKee, but nonetheless, it hits the left field fence for a 0-1 count. And as well, stay tuned after this for the second game of our Diamond League doubleheader as Yuri Bolina's NMC takes on Jonathan Barnes' Ohio Pitbulls in the 18U League Championship game. It should be a good one. First pitch anticipated for 8:30. Could be earlier, could be later, depending on how things end up here. Lined into left field and caught on a slight dive from Grealis for out number 1. It was an awkward catch to make, but that's the way he had to get on the ball to see a good look at it. It might not be the prettiest play, but if it puts it out in the out column, that's all that matters. And now after the first batter put away, Trey Powers steps up. Had a base hit his first time up, and the right fielder looks to replicate it this time around to help potentially spark a rally for Release. Tavares deals outside. It's a 1-0 count. And there it is on display for Tavares. He's gone back and forth. Sometimes the curveball is in the zone perfectly like it is there. Other times it misses well outside. For this being a 15U game, you have to kind of move your mind to that frame of reference here. For those of you who've been watching with me, you're used to seeing the WRCL. Those are college athletes who could be, depending on how old they are, a good 6-7 years older. For him to be pitching this well and comparable to some of the other kids that we see in that league, that's nothing short of impressive. The 1-2 goes upstairs and misses. That will even it up now at 2-2. Release will have some action in their bullpen as Matthew McKee will go warm up. The 2-2 runs inside but finds the corner. for out number 2. An excellent pitch on the inside corner from Julian Tavares. It had a nasty change there. It froze powers. That will now be the 3rd K of the game from Tavares. Still no Ks surrendered by the Snappers. So Hemlick might end his day on 0 Ks. And now the 3rd batter of this inning, Will Crook, steps in, and we'll see a first pitch ball. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Looks to get on base with 2 away. A hefty cut well outside, but there is the benefit of the curveball missing. That will even it up now at 1-1. Tavares changing his spots so rapidly has been the reason why he's been so good. And going back inside after moving outside makes Crooks think and makes it a 1-2 count. Upstairs central, that's where I'm guessing this pitch goes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball gets him to chase. That's 4 Ks on the afternoon for Tavares as he retires the side once again in order. Halfway through this ball game, the Snappers lead it 6-0. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Lakewood. The Snappers are up 6-0 and are 4 runs away from potentially putting the run rule into effect in a couple innings' time. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. New pitcher on the mound for release. It is Matthew McKee. Bounces in his first pitch of the afternoon. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on Tillman. McKee moved in from shortstop release, only has 10 guys today, so they're going to have to rotate and be aware of who they've used. They want to make sure that they put their best foot forward here. That will give them the best chance to win this game. Here's the 2-0. Goes into the zone, a good get-right pitch. Makes it now a 2-1 count. Tillman 1 for 1 on the day with a single that began the rally last inning. The 2-1. Smacks it up the middle. He is now 2 for 2. His second leadoff single in a row. Get the Snappers on the base path. It's a simple hit there from Tillman, but he splits the middle of the infield. No one was even close to getting to that baseball. Could we see Groundhog Day and another rally for the Snappers? That remains to be seen as Blake Moore, who doubled his first time up, steps back into the box. The pitch from McKee goes wide, but a nice stop from D'Angelo keeps the runner over at first base. It was a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the center fielder Moore. The nod and delivery. fouled away to the backstop from Moore. That will even it up at 1-1. In the on-deck circle is Braden Spalacy. Spalacy so far on the day, 1 for 2 with an RBI single, a stolen bag, actually 2 stolen bags to his name, and a throwout. Here comes the 1-1. Misses outside and skips past D'Angelo. Tillman will go for 2. The chuck is not in time. Nice job from Tillman to go and snag second base. He now stands in scoring position. Reading the pitch as a base runner is huge. It's the little things in this game and in this league that will end up being the difference between two teams who, coming into today's game, are as even as can be on paper. And during this mountain visit, we will remind you that after this, we will see the Ohio Pitbulls take on NMC in the 18U Diamond League Championship. Then tomorrow, 6 and 8:30 once again in the OPL 16U and 18U Championship games. And then on Saturday, we have a triple header in the WRCL to end our coverage of these three leagues this summer. The 2-1 misses up and out, make it now a 3-1 count. So for the WRCL, the 5-seed Mountaineer Lumber Company takes on the number 4-seed T3 Warhawks on Thursday. That game, as of right now, we will not be covering. And then we'll be covering the 3 games on Saturday at Brunswick. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. A nice elevation from McKee makes it a full count, 3-2. So a runner in scoring position, none away. It's a big pitch upcoming from McKee. The payoff pitch. Curveball goes. Oh! Just going to be out. And it's a walk for Moore. Good patience from him as he will reach, putting 2 on the pond with none away. Looking at what has been called so far today, I'm almost surprised to see Moore awarded the walk. But nonetheless, I don't have the best view. I have a decent view here in the press box, a beautiful press box at that at Lakewood. But nonetheless, it's a walk. This one's sky to the left side. It's playable. D'Angelo and the third baseman, Papashak, goes for it. Papashak calls him off and snags it for out number 1. Spalacy got a little bit too much underneath the baseball and just skied it in the infield. Now here comes Logan Mang. So far today, 2 for 2 with an RBI single to his name as well. Has 2 on with 1 away. Has an opportunity to add on to the already large advantage for the Snappers. The pitch. Misses up and out. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the Columbia Station sophomore. Mang also had 2 RBIs in the championship game win this past weekend. A hefty cut there evens it up. For release next inning, Harrison, Stewart, and Papashak will be due up. The pitch. Hit into right field. The right fielder Powers goes back and gets it for out number 2. The runners will stay put. It's going to roll on in the infield. A nice job from release to get the relay in quickly and keep the runners honest over at first and second. And now with 2 away, up steps Logan Mang. Or correction, Jackson Briggs, Logan Mang just retired. A fielder's choice and a 2 RBI triple to his name thus far. Briggs has an opportunity to bring 2 more in, at least 1 that stands on second base with 2 away. The pitch from McKee goes low. This will be a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the rising sophomore at Brunswick. Tavares, the pitcher, awaits in the on-deck circle for the Snappers. The delivery from McKee. Ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. The play at 2 is in time. A nice change of direction from the shortstop retires the side of the Snappers. No damage done this inning. We go to the 5th with the Snappers leading this ball game 6-0. Harrison, Stewart, and Papuchak due up here in the top of the fifth for release. They're in need of some runs and quickly as they trail 6-0 to the Snappers in the 15U Diamond League Championship game. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. The Snappers plated 5 back in the third. That has been the difference thus far, along with Jack Barna's solo shot over the right field wall back in the second. Release has had a runner as close as second base to scoring, but hasn't been able to completely get a runner around yet today. They need to change that really soon if they want a chance to come back in this game. If they can make this maybe 6-4 going into the seventh, they have a decent chance. And that will help as it's a leadoff walk for Harrison. Now Braden Stewart, the first baseman, steps up for his second cuts. He popped out over to short his first time up. Looking at Stewart's accolades, the rising sophomore at Hoban had the save versus T3 back on July 9th. That is his last involvement. Could potentially see him down the stretch in this game, depending on how McKee does on the bump in the next couple of innings. You'll see a first pitch strike. It's a 0-1 count. Tavares so far today, 4 Ks through 4 innings. The pitch. Breaking ball is skied over to the left side. The third baseman, Tillman, calls everyone off and makes the play for out number 1. If Stewart got a little less underneath that baseball and a little more barreled, that would have been plenty of trouble for the Snapper defense. But in the end, it's a routine pop-up for Tillman to retire the first out of the inning. And now up steps Papuchak. The pitch from Tavares breaks in and is smacked into left field and caught. Nice job by Grealish to retrieve it for out number 2. So far this inning, it's 2 sophomores at Padua making the plays. And now a 2 away, a runner still at first base. Up steps Jack Collins, the left fielder. For the Snappers in the home half of the inning, I believe it will be Tavares, Jack, and Barna due up. First pitch strike there. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on the left fielder. Tavares has been dealing all game. He looks to continue to do so. Swing and a miss. The curveball gets a hefty chase from Collins. Solo off, the center fielder waits in the on-deck circle for release, but it's a 0-2 count here on Collins. Tavares looks for his 5th K of the ball game. Doesn't get it as it's lined into left field, and once again caught by Grealish as the Bruins combine to retire the side. Middle of 5 in Lakewood. The Snappers lead it 6-0. Tavares, Jack, and Barna due up in the home half of the 5th inning. If the Snappers can plate 4 in the bottom of the 5th, the game would be over and they would be the champions of the 2024 Diamond League in the 15U age group. So 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on Tavares. So far today, he's been hit by a pitch and has singled. The 0-1. Chopped foul to the left side. Tavares just a little bit ahead of that swing. So now it's an 0-2 count. It looked like he was going to take the first pitch regardless of what he was given. But now with an 0-2, he has to protect, needs to give the ball a ride. But the Snappers don't really have any pressure to score. Smacked up the gut, and that's a leadoff single for Tavares. He is 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and the hit parade continues for the Snappers. Going into today, this was the dream scenario. If you told the Snappers players, fans, coaches, you name it, this would be the result of today's game, they would have broken your arm off for this result, and that's the result that they have been given. They have worked hard, and they have looked like a stellar team today. Ground ball hit to the left side by Jack. This could be trouble. The throw to 2 for 1. The throw to 1 for 2. Not in time. Jack beats out the throw. It's a fielder's choice instead to retire Tavares for out number 1. That is why you hustle down the line. No matter what age group, 8U, 10U, 15U in this case, 18U, college, MLB, you hustle down the line. You never know what can happen with a little bit of hustle and heart. And now up steps Jack Barna. So far today, 1 for 1 with a sac fly and a home run. That one hits off of D'Angelo's head. He technically kept it in front of him, but couldn't figure out where it went, so that will award second base to Jack. That's an unfortunate one from D'Angelo. He did all he needed to do. Unfortunately, his teammate did not point out where the ball went. As a catcher, your team needs to point out where the ball is. If you look immediately and not in the right spot, your team better be yelling, here. They better give a location. And in that case, it didn't seem like they did. It's unfortunate. I know I've had a couple instances in my playing career where you have a lefty batting and the runner goes, and there's no way of seeing if the runner goes. You need your team to pick you up in those scenarios. There's a reason why baseball is a team game. One guy can make a difference, yes, but you need all 9 to be in unison to make something great happen. Now a 3-1 count here on Barna with Jimmy Biondi, who's 2 for 2 on the day, awaiting in the on-deck circle. Here comes the 3-1. Finds the corner for strike 2. Barna already chucked the bat, so he'll have to walk back and face another pitch. As a pitcher, seeing a batter chuck the bat prematurely, that might be one of the best feelings. That along with them doing that, but on a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. This time it misses a little bit more outside, so Barna will run it back and take his base. So with runners at first and second, Biondi steps back into the box. He has 2 base hits today. He has looked solid. The rising sophomore at St. Ed's looking to get some more quality at-bats before his summer season is over. Hit into right field and will be caught in center field for out number 2. A nice job by Soloff to track it down in the right center field gap. And with two-way up steps Ben Zapinski. So far today, 2 fielder's choices. If he gets a 3rd fielder's choice right here, that might be the most obscure stat line in a championship game in a long time. But nonetheless, 2 ducks on the pond for the Snappers. They have an opportunity to add some more insurance. Nice pitch there from McKee. He rises the ladder and makes it now a 0-1 count. After Zapinski, Colin Grealis, the left fielder, would be due up next. The pitch goes upstairs, but no offer this time from Zapinski. That will even it up now at 1-1. Patience is key right now for the Snappers. Like I said, no pressure. They're up by 6. If you can add some insurance, great. Wait for your pitch. In most scenarios, I would say that might be a pitch you offer at as it's in the zone. If it's not his cup of tea, it's not. Now you need to offer at it. If it's good, give it a ride. The 1-2 goes low. A nice block from D'Angelo. The runner will break. And no damage otherwise. It's only a runner now at 3rd for the Snappers. The other runner thought about going, but in the end he stayed put. Probably a wise decision, but nonetheless, I would not be surprised to see the runner over at first base, Barna, take off for second and try and put Release in a tough spot. Because in that case, it would be a 3-2 count because it would have to be a ball for the stolen base to really register. The 2-2. Ground ball hit just up the middle. There's a fielder's choice at 2. The throw to 1 instead is wide. 1 run will score as Jack crosses home. There is no play at 3 as Barna sprints on in. It's an infield RBI single for Ben Zapinski to make it a 7-0 ball game. That is why I said Barna should have stolen. There was almost a fielder's choice at second base. It was a matter of a few steps between a play being made at second base or the throw over to first. But in the end, hustle paid off again for Zapinski as he is in. First pitch is low. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on Grealis. It's runners at the corners now with 2 away. The Snappers are 3 runs away from ending this ball game. So technically the quote-unquote winning run is in the box. Runner goes, the pitch. Hit into right field down the line. And will drop in for an RBI single. A nice bit of hitting there from Colin Grealis to make it an 8-0 ball game. And sliding on into third base is Ben Zapinski. Runners at the corners with 2 away once again. We reload the situation, but 1 more run in favor of the Snappers. A nice hit down that right field line. It's been taken advantage of a couple of times today by the Snappers. And now your winning run stands at first base. You move the runner along here with a stolen bag, and then this gives an opportunity for Tillman, who began the last inning. It'll provide him the opportunity to end this game. The pitch. Misses upstairs. It's the 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on Tillman, who so far today is 2 for 2 with a stolen bag. Does the runner take off? This time he doesn't. The outside corner is not hit. It's a 2-0 count. After Tillman, Blake Moore, who has a double and a walk to his name, would be due up next. The pitch, runner goes. D'Angelo will chuck down. The tag is there. D'Angelo matches the efforts of Spalaci back earlier in the game and retires aside with an excellent chuck down to 2, but not before the Snappers put 2 more runs on the board. End of 5 in Lakewood. The 1-seed Snappers lead it 8-0 over the 2-seed Release. Release has some work to do in the top of the 6th inning as they trail this one 8-0 to the 1-seed Snapper Baseball. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon in the 15U Diamond League Championship game. The first pitch is a ball. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on the center fielder Soloff. So for today, 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single to his name. The pitch. Sky to the right side. It stays in the infield. Briggs gets underneath it. 2-hand catch. Retires Soloff for out number 1. After the center fielder and leadoff hitter is retired Leo D'Angelo, who just chucked out a runner stealing second base. Steps back up for his third cuts. A strikeout and a ground out to his name thus far. And it appears on the far side some players of the NMC team have started to roll on into Lakewood. They will be playing against the Ohio Pitbulls. The first pitch being slated as of right now for 8:30 p.m. Could be moved up depending on how the ceremony post-game goes and how quickly both teams can warm up. It's a 1-1 count now on D'Angelo. The pitch from Tavares. Breaking ball dips low. It's a 2-1 count. But Tavares has been on point all afternoon for the Snappers. So far has, I believe, 4 Ks to his name. And in both scenarios, the K's came in a row. Struck out D'Angelo, then McKee, and then the second cycle struck out Powers, then Crooks. So he is at the point where he struck out a batter last time. It's a 3-1 count. The pitch goes inside. Instead, it's a 1-out walk for D'Angelo. Any little bit will help release as they try and make a comeback in this game. And now, here might be an interesting decision. It looks like McKee will still hit. The shortstop turn pitcher steps in, as it looks like he would have stayed in. So that means Hemlick just completely checks out of the game, and that will complete the complete change. So I believe that might mean Harrison is now the shortstop for release. We never got that official designation. The pitch, nice breaking ball into the zone. It had plenty of movement from left to right as it perfectly dips on in. It's an 0-1 count now as time is called in the box. After McKee, Trey Powers is due up next. D'Angelo getting a lead over at first base. Could he potentially try and take off for 2? He'll stay put. Ground ball hit to the right side and foul. So now it's a 0-2 count on McKee. It's survive and advance. Put something on the baseball and make sure you can see another pitch. Potentially something you like a little bit better. It's an 8-0 ball game. You have 5 outs to work with. You need to make something happen now if you want to give yourself a chance in the 7th. Ground ball smacked to the left side. The throw to 2 is in time for 1. The throw to 1 is also in time. The Snappers turn a double play to retire the release side. An excellent play from Tillman to Briggs to Barna equals 2 outs. We go into the middle of the 6th inning. The Snappers, with all the momentum in the world, lead it 8-0. 2 runs away from sealing a championship victory. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Lakewood. It's been a great game thus far for the Snappers as they lead it 8-0 over release. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. McKee's first offering of the inning misses upstairs. It's a 1-0 count to begin this at-bat on Brandon Tillman. After Tillman, Blake Moore and Braden Spalacy, will be due up this inning for the home team as they look to wrap up this championship game. The 1-0. Fouled into the glove of the catcher, D'Angelo, making it now a 1-1 count. Nice job by D'Angelo to hang on to that foul tip. As a catcher myself, former catchers, I'm now should be officially in retirement. It's not an easy thing to do to hang on to a foul tip into the glove. It is one of the more difficult things to do. If you're able to do it well, there is a big thing you can put on your stat lines. Not really stat line. That's not the right word for it. But your mixtapes, if you're sending them off to colleges. If you can catch foul tips, that is huge. If you can frame well like D'Angelo can, that's huge. He looks to be an excellent prospect behind the dish. That's just what I'm seeing from one game. He could be able to be a stud at another position. I don't know. But the rising sophomore at Eds right now looks like a stud catcher. There's another block. It goes wide, but he's doing the right things. Sometimes you can't anticipate the bounce. He's taken a couple off the head that have stayed in front of him. You can't teach some of these intangibles. Some of it is just instinct. He reminds me of some of the best blocking catchers. He kind of reminds me of John Toth, who you see in the WRCL. Believe he plays for release. That's who he reminds me of. Good arm and good blocking ability. The payoff pitch. Lined into right field and will be caught. A nice job by Powers. He's in the right place at the right time to retire Tillman for out number 1. But going back to that comparison, Toth is a Division II catcher going to Ashland next year. D'Angelo reminds me a lot of him. If you can get yourself a good comparison to a top catcher who was great for Highland for the past 4 years, that is a great place to be going into your sophomore year. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut there from Moore makes it a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on the center fielder who has doubled and walked thus far this afternoon. The pitch from McKee. Lined over to second base and caught. A little hop from Crooks is enough to retire Moore for out number 2. An excellent snag. You can have the caught by Fernando audio placed over it. And now a 2-away up steps Braden Spalacy. So far today, a pop-up with a stolen bag, an RBI single, and a pop-out. It's been an interesting day for him. He has a throw to his name. He has played really well. One of probably the top 3 players today in impact for the Snappers. You can argue top 3, maybe top 4. Just depends where you have a couple different guys like Jackson Briggs, who's on the borderline. Barner's home run, how much you value that, and as well how much you value pitching. As of right now, I have an MVP in mind for this game, but there's still plenty of baseball to play. We'll announce it at the end of the game. And as well, stay tuned as we will have the trophy presentation brought to you live as either the Snappers or Release will be handed the 2024 15U Diamond League Championship Trophy. And if the Snappers hold on, this will be their 11th straight win, including all competitions. The 1-1. Goes upstairs, so now a 2-1 count on Spalacy. Spalacy will be the starting catcher most likely next year for Padua. The guy whose seat he is filling will be playing next as Yuri Bolina's NMC takes on the Pitbulls' 8:31 pitch in the 18U championship game. The throw to 1 is in time. What an excellent play from the shortstop to get it across the diamond to retire the Snappers in order. An excellent, excellent chuck. An excellent overall inning for Release. It might be a little bit too late. They have 3 outs to work with as we go into the 7th with the Snappers up 8-0 as they, on the other hand, are 3 outs away from sealing a championship. It's crunch time in Lakewood as we enter the 7th inning. Release down to their final 3 outs. They need to make something happen. Down by 8. If you're just tuning in, hi, I'm Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon. Trey Powers, Will Crooks, and Braden Harrison, the 3 due up to try and make something happen for the 2 seed. Once again, stay tuned after this as the Ohio Pitbulls take on NMC in the 18U championship game in the Diamond League. Release starting off this inning well. It's a 3-0 count. Power so far today, 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a base hit to his name. Here comes a 3-0 from Tavares. Doesn't find the zone. It looked like it was close, but a little bit too low, so that will give first base to Powers. Release has some hope with their leadoff man aboard. But nonetheless, it's been an excellent day on the mound for Tavares, who so far, depending what you call an error and what you call a hit, has only allowed a total of 2 or 3 hits. He has been really solid. The throwback is not in time. 4 Ks and as well has walked, I'm going to go with 3 batters. Yeah, there we go. 3 batters, all of them being in the last kind of rotation. But he has been really good from start to finish today. A hefty cut on the curveball, and that is what he does best. His breaking ball, it's either in a perfect spot like it was there, or it misses a little bit out. Give him a couple of years, he could be a stud. Give him till spring, and he could be the ace replacement for Sass. The throw to 2 is not in time. They get the runner at first for out number 1, but almost an excellent double play turned. It was a tough play to make from Barna, but just a little bit wide. But that will put a runner back in scoring position for Release as they look to get at least a consolation run. They now have 2 outs to work with as Braden Harrison will step into the box for his 3rd time. 0 for 1 today with a ground out and a walk. That pitch goes behind Spalacy. There's his first quote-unquote sin behind the dish as it goes past him. The first pass ball of the game coming in the 7th. Very impressive from him. But nonetheless makes it now a 1-0 count. Release now has a runner at 3rd, I believe, for the first time today. Can they capitalize? The 1-0. Misses outside. That'll make it a 2-0 count. After Harrison, Braden Stewart, the first baseman, awaits. The delivery. Lined into right field, and that is an RBI single for Braden Harrison. Release has a run on the board as they now trail it 8-1. Nice hit from Harrison. It might be a little too late, but nonetheless, they have a run on the board. They just need to put a couple more together. Right now, I think they know it's going to be a game that is out of hand. If they can put a couple runs on the board, make it look close, that would be big. And now there's a chance that Tavares is not going to finish this game. He so far has thrown 6 1/3 inning. His coach comes out to talk to him. Do we have a pitching change? We're going to have a fielding change at minimum. Will Tavares be given the ball to finish the game? That is the question. It looks like he will. But just a random change with 1 away. I get why you did the change to an extent. Grealis comes in, and we have a new left fielder. It will be Jack going out there. Unless something happened that I didn't see, it makes little sense. Looking at the lineup, I mean, maybe you're warming someone up. Maybe you're warming up someone you just pulled. I don't know. There's 1 away. It's a 7-run ball game. Nice block there from Spalacy, but still a little confusing. I feel like given the game script, you let Tavares finish. If another run scores, and maybe you visit it there. But let the young man finish the game. He has been good, and he is a big reason why you have such a big lead, as he has held Release in check. But Brady Sass gone from North Royalton. They're looking for a new ace. It could be that man on the mound right now. The 1-1. Finds the corner, 1-2. And another thing, if he can get his K rate up a little bit, maybe in a 7-inning game, 8 or 9 Ks on average, that is a pitcher you can put as your ace. That's where I want him to be. The 1-2. Lined in the air to right field. It's trailing back. It's going to hit off the high fence. It would have been gone in most parts of the ballpark, and that will put runners at the corners. Yes, it will. Almost didn't, but nonetheless, it's a very far single for Brayan Stewart. Once again, looked like it was just going to hang in the air, but had some late carry to it. Once again, most parts of Lakewood High School's baseball field, that is a home run. He hit it to the one spot it's not. But nonetheless, that will help. Still one away. Almost two on the throw, but nonetheless, it's runners at the corners for Poppy Shack. The pitch. Nice block there from Spalacy. Makes it a 1-0 count. But looking at the Snappers team, you can go to a number of guys to finish out this game if you don't want Tavares to be your guy. But as of right now, with a curveball like that, I feel like you try and let him finish. If the runner at first scores, that's when you make the change. It would then be an 8-3 ball game. Maybe you're getting a little bit out of hand for the 7th inning. But right now, you have a chance to end it with a double play. It's now a 2-1 count. Tavares trying to find his groove. In the on-deck circle is Jack Collins, the left fielder. Release making some noise here, keeping things interesting in the late stages of game number 1. Swing and a miss, a hefty cut there, evens it up. The Snappers looking for their 11th straight win. And I believe 3rd straight championship as well. The 2-2. Skied into center field. Are they going to test the luck over at third? Yes, they are. In the end, they're not going to, and that's probably a smart decision. Tavares cuts it off. It's out number 2, and the final countdown can play for the Snappers. The last hope for release is Collins, the left fielder. Has runners at the corners with 2 away. The Snappers 1 out away from winning the 2024 Diamond League in the 15U division and getting their 3rd straight championship. They had one each of the last 2 weekends, and we get some silverware midweek as well. First pitch is in the zone. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat. So far today, Collins 0 for 2. Tavares comes set. Now the pitch. Breaking ball doesn't get the outside corner, and that will even it up now at 1-1. Once again, stay tuned after this game for the trophy presentation to the winner of the Diamond League. The pitch. Ground ball hit weakly to the left side. It's going to be a tough play. The bare hand, the chuck across the diamond is not in time. A nice block by Barna, but another run will score. Make it now an 8-2 ball game on the RBI single from Collins. Release is doing their best to scrap their way back into this game. Spalacy will go and talk to Tavares to try and settle him down and try and help him get the final out. It's a brief visit, but still, that could be enough wisdom. If all the runners on the bases score, including the runner in the box, which would be Soloff, it would then be a 3-run game. Release just needs to continue chipping away. This is now becoming a chess match. It might be a little bit too late, but you never know. You've seen crazier, I've seen crazier in sports. Excellent breaking ball, dips into the zone. It's a 0-1 count to begin this at-bat on Soloff, who so far today is 1 for 3 with 2 pop-outs and a base hit. Or correction, a ground out, a pop-out, and a base hit. Here comes the 0-1. Goes upstairs. That will even it up now at 1-1. Tavares has looked solid, now allowing 2 runs, looking to get the job done here as his Snappers lead it by 6. The 1-1 goes inside, not going to get the call, makes it a 2-1 count. Do the Snappers make the call to the bullpen? They have action in it. Tavares will come set on the 2-1. The delivery. Rope to the right side, and the play. Was it made? No, it's a foul ball, but Barna was inches away from sealing a victory with an excellent snag. I see why it's foul. It bounced fair. I don't know if it hit the ground again. But nonetheless, it's a 2-2 count, 2 away. Tavares 1 strike away from winning the game. Popped up to the left side. This could do it. The Snappers are your 2024 Diamond League champions in the 15U age group, winning this ball game 8-2 over Release. An excellent game from start to finish for the Snappers. Gave up a couple runs at the end, but it ended up not mattering. Your player of the game goes to Julian Tavares. 4 Ks, only 2 runs allowed. He really impressed today. And the Snappers, they've won a tournament the last 2 weekends and now add the Diamond League Championship to their trophy cabinet. They have looked really good these last couple of weeks. Make it now 11 wins on the bounce for them, giving them a 29-12 record overall. Release with this loss will drop to 22-9-1 on the year. Could be the end of their season. They could potentially still have some more action upcoming. We will now have the trophy presentation, so we'll turn it over to League Commissioner John Mengelkamp to get the ceremony underway for the semifinalists, or correction, not the semifinalists, the two finalists, Release and the Snappers. But with that, that will do it here in Game 1 of our doubleheader. The Snappers win it 8-2 and are your 2024 Diamond League 15U champions. Up next, we have NMC as Yuri Bolina's team takes on John Barnes' Ohio Pitbulls, the 1-2 in the 18U division. It should be a great game, an emotional game for some as they end their baseball careers. A lot of Pitbulls in that boat trying to get one last win and one last title to end their career with a bang. But with that, that'll do it for game number 1. To stay up to date on all the games I am covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and Twitter. To stay up to date on all the action in the Diamond League, follow the Diamond League on Twitter. And finally, subscribe here to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when I go live. My goal is to get up to 250 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It takes 1 second. I ask if you're not subscribed, go down below and do so. Should have more content upcoming. Looking forward to a great fall and winter seasons. But with that, I've been Nathan Smee. Thank you for spending your Tuesday evening here with me in Lakewood. We'll see you in a little bit for Game 2 of our Diamond League Championship doubleheader.